This is the future.
A lot of you have been asking me on how bad will be the Bloodrush Nerf in Sisters of Parvos. In case you didn't know, the Acolyte mod named Bloodrush will get nerf again, and instead of the 60% critical chance stack per combo multiplier, it will be just 40% when the Sisters of Parvos update drops. That's only 20% squad leader. I guess that's not that bad at all, right? Well, I'm not a math genius, but it's easy to calculate how much potential DPS you will lose in your melee weapon if you are mostly relying on a Bloodrush build. Well, there's a formula on critical chance in the Warframe wiki and you can do it yourself. However, if you're lazy like me that don't often calculate stuff in the game and just choose any setup, and if it kills enemies easily, then it's a good setup. If you are like this, then sit back and let the math whiz do their work. So in a Reddit link shared to me by one of my friend, a guy named Waffle and Math compared the current state of Bloodrush, and after the Sisters of Parvos update. By the way, all credits to Waffle and Math for sharing this with the community. So first, he showed a bunch of high critical based weapons with a Bloodrush build. As you can see, a Reaper Prime can attain orange critical hits already at 9 times combo counter with only Bloodrush. It gets to a constant orange critical numbers state at 10 times and beyond. This shows you how easy it is to achieve critical chance right now without any help from buffs or other critical chance mods and tricks. He also tried the Bloodrush +3 Gladiator mod on Deconstructor trick. In case you don't know this trick, it's simply equipping the Helio Sentinel then its Deconstructor weapon, and modding the weapon with 3 Gladiator mods. The bonus of the Gladiator mod set gets applied to your melee weapon when you do this, and the best part is, it stays even if the Sentinel dies. So as you can see, most of the melee weapons in here get a red critical chance by just applying this trick except for Crone Prime. This only represents the fact that a 28% critical chance melee weapon can easily hit red crit numbers right now at 12 times combo multiplier, with the help of Bloodrush and 3 Gladiator mods. And those having 30% of more critical chance will become red crit machines that you don't need any Riven mod, nor abilities to reach that red critical chance level. So how about after the Sisters of Parvos update? Well, for those who are saying that 20% isn't that much, then just look at this chart right here. Reaper Prime can do 266% critical chance at max combo counter, and after the Sisters of Parvos update, the critical chance drops to 189%, which is a 77% drop in critical chance. And just looking at the chart alone, you will notice that most of the weapons, even Reaper Prime which has the highest critical chance, can't deal with even orange critical numbers anymore. It's all 100% yellow if you have a weapon whose critical chance ranges from 22% to even 35%. With the Gladiator mod trick, Reaper Prime with 35% critical chance is the only weapon that can do red crit numbers, but it's not constant. This will be a big slap in the face for those players who loves to see red critical numbers on their screen so much. The 20% drop may not sound bad, but it is once you factor out the combo multiplier. It's like this time, they finally murdered Bloodrush, and the only way to do red critical numbers now is that when you have weapons above 35% critical chance, or you will add other critical chance mods in your build, which most of the players won't do since it has diminishing returns. That is why players only put Bloodrush and mix it with Gladiator mod set to gain orange to red crits, and the rest of the mods will be all about critical damage and raw damage plus elementals. Waffles and Math also showed a chart that gives you information about having Bloodrush and Sacrificial Steel in your build. You can see that you can do orange crits at 12 times combo multiplier with almost all weapons except for Crone Prime that has only 22% based critical chance. He also showed Gladiator might being added to your melee weapon to further boost the Gladiator set trick, but as you can see, only the Crit Zor and Reaper Prime that has above 30% critical chance can do orange critical damage. And mind you, that's already adding Sacrificial Steel on a Bloodrush build, and as you all know, this mod does consume a lot of slots. So what's the verdict? After Sisters of Parvos update, you can't guarantee red crits anymore with any melee weapon. You can 100% orange crit and have a small chance to red crit if your weapon has 38% or more base crit chance, which is only Heliaca and Fraga Prime, neither known for their slash procs. Less than 38% you can only guarantee yellow crits with a chance for orange. In addition, after the update, the 3 Gladiator mod trick will be used more often compared to adding Sacrificial Steel in your build, since it consumed a lot of mod slots. This forces you to use Helios or Helios Prime as your companion to get this result, assuming that they won't change the interaction. there are still options like equipping the Adaza Kavat with the Cat's Eye buff, or even the Smita Kavat and pray that she procs her critical chance buff. You can also equip Arcane Avenger in the mix, but this won't apply to every Warframe. Not all can be tanks unless the Helminth system will play a big role in this matter. Also, you need to know that 2 gladiator mods on your melee will bring the current state of Bloodrush, but with the cost of eventually failing to get the mean max to build for your melee weapon. Lastly, there's an important note from a Reddit user named Goldfos that says for a typical crit-based melee weapon with 25% critical chance and 2.0 critical damage multiplier, the Bloodrush Nerf will lower your current total damage by about 24% on average. The higher the crit chance and crit damage, the more damage you lose from the nerf, although it only ranges from a 4% loss to a 26% loss for normal circumstances. What's the lesson here? Stop breaking Warframe or digital extremes will bring the nerf hammer. Just kidding. It's like the developers didn't know what they are doing in the first place, right? So what are your thoughts about this Bloodrush nerf? Do you think that digital extremes overdo it, or this is just the right thing to do? By the way, Riven will also help the critical chance increase, but again, not all melee weapons have a good Riven disposition, and some may just give a small amount of critical chance boost for a large mod slot consumption. Thanks again to Goldfos and Waffle and Math for sharing their math wizardry about the Bloodrush nerf, because now we got a clearer picture of how bad the Bloodrush nerf is, and how we can cope up with it. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
Evolution. This is the future.